Hey everyone, welcome to another Gadget Talk. Chad and I were sitting here going through Amazon, looking at different things like, oh, they make that smart film in a black? Holy cow. Whoa, we got 30 seconds.
I don't have my mic on. I don't have my table up. I don't have anything. So
actually, your mic sounds fine.
So yeah, I'm not going to switch it out of time.
No, we're good. Yeah, we're looking at stuff because Chad was telling me that he had a listener that emailed him trying to find it. So we're trying to pull the link real quick. And we started looking at all the different types of smart film. And if you don't know what the smart film is, I'm sure we're going to be showing it here in a little bit anyways. But we're just looking at different variations of it and looking at pricing and the sizes. And I came across one that instead of the opaque whitish, this one's actually black. And we're curious how it actually do. And I told Chad he ought to order it. They have a blue too.
It's in my cart.
It's already in your cart. I knew it would be. I already knew it would be.
It actually would be better for tonight's project, I think.
It might be. That might be really cool. That'd be something maybe we can add to it. But one of the things, and we're talking about this right when we said this, is that, you know what? To be able to do this, we need more patrons. We need more sponsors. So that kind of segues into, before we get further in, let's talk about that a little bit with our sponsors. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Right in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special path tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today. All right. And let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room real quick, Chad. We know it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, right?
Yeah. So I was just thinking as I'm looking at who we have joining us, the one that kind of surprised me, but I'm sure he's got it on the other screen, is, of course, Tom Brotherman. Selma, Texas, coming in, joining us, Electric Water Boy. I know you're watching it on the other screen. Don't put scores in there for those that are maybe recording it because they feel like this is more important than watching the game live. I mean, the only reason I've watched the Super Bowl the last few years, I really don't care who's been playing in him. I like the commercials. But so tonight, all I've been doing is pulling up my IMDb and seeing what movies they're putting out new.
I haven't watched it for 2 years, I think. So the Super Bowl.
Right. GCSDK11 coming in from Medicine Hat just posted he's watching both. See, I knew that was going to be happening. Karen Peters is coming in from Arkansas. Riley Family Geocaching Adventure from Pinkin, Illinois. Is this their first time? That's a new one.
I don't recall that. It almost sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But not sure.
All right.
Look at the Geocaching Ninja from Western New York. Saw you on Starlink satellites. We saw those first time with Tricaches with Chad in Kansas.
Yeah, when we were there in Colby. We had just left the get together, and that all happened. So we got Tricaches join us. Darren from Australia coming in. It's in the future, Monday for him. And then we also have MacGyver and Flo, Super Bowl on the background, and Gadget Talk Live. Best Sunday ever.
I met MacGyver and Flo a few months back, actually, outside one of my caches.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they drove up for like a classic car show, and they had a really nice old classic car sitting in the back. And so I went up and talked to them, and
right,
kind of cool.
Well, something else that you got, and I don't know if you want to share this. I mean, you sent us the picture. Somebody that got caught at one of your caches too.
Oh yeah, I don't have the photo on me. I mean, it's on my phone.
It's on the phone, but somebody that joined us for Podcast of Hope which was our record. Brilliant, absolutely, was over $13,000 we brought in, I think, that night. I will find out for
You know
sure.
what? I should send you that video, a reaction video of that cache. We should play it. I've had, ideas of playing it here and there or doing different things with it, but we should play it just for our listeners. I don't think we could do it tonight, but I'll have to send it to you and we'll have to play it maybe on the next show.
All right. So the final one that we did for Podcast of Hope this last year for 2022, we actually raised $13,683.88. So absolutely brilliant. But this person was actually on that show, was one of our guests. And actually,
you say it, the magician, right? That was on with me and Gary.
Yeah, he started out, and Chad got him caught on camera.
I'll pull it up here. I'll just be on my phone, so it won't be very big. But I'll pull it up. But that's funny about that show is I've had several people that I know. I pulled that show up and had them do that card game, and it works every time.
That's amazing. I haven't done it since then. I still have my deck of cards sitting here that I did it with. I got Grogu on my shirt. I got my Mandalorian playing cards right here. They'll focus. Let's see if we'll get there. There they are. Mandalorian, not sponsored, but we do wish. But yeah, so that would be really cool. That card trick was so amazing. I'd love to do it. I want to do it again. So
outside one of my caches, I have cameras that send me motion anytime someone's there and records everybody at the cache. And this is the outside camera for it. And so that's the magician. I actually had sent this to Gary. I don't know if it will curve, but anyways, it's not very clear on the screen there. But anyways, so if you ever visit that cache, you're on video.
That's funny. I'm recording. Oh, guys, Jumpstart says I'm recording the Super Bowl, so that I can skip the game and watch the commercials and halftime show.
That's the best way to watch it.
That's the best way to watch it. That's what I used to do too. I thought there wouldn't be a show today because of the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, neither Chad and I really watch it, so we figured, hey, there's going to be others that don't want to watch the Super Bowl. I mean, especially our international listeners and viewers. I mean, it's American football. It's not soccer or world. I don't know what regular football with what the rest of the world calls. But so we just wanted to make sure that we had something here for everybody as well. That, doesn't watch the Super Bowl. Plus there was some other stuff that's going on. Chad's going to be traveling here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, we'll be out of town for 2 weeks. So we'd have to put it off.
We're going to miss one episode coming up next month. So we wanted to make sure that you guys got a Gadget Talk this month. It's 2 of them this month. And plus we wanted to follow up on our Star Wars cache that Chad's working on.
Yeah.
And we need your help. When I say we, I mean Chad. So
I'm having an issue with it because it doesn't give me that when I'm building it, that wow factor that just really takes it out for me out of the park. And
you got to take that in perspective, though. A lot of your caches, to the most geocacher, any of your caches give everybody the wow factor. So when we're building it, it's like, I don't know, just doesn't do it for me. But to somebody else, it may be like the best thing that they have ever seen in their life. I mean, what you sent me the videos, I was like, that's just really cool.
Yeah. If we weren't building it on the show, it would go on the shelf of shame until I came across it again to figure it out. But we're going to on the show. We're going to make it work. If you saw the thumbnail, I said, do we keep it or scrap it? Because I have a couple other ideas as well that we'll go over. But one thing we didn't mention real quick while we're doing this is the vault for Cache Fest.
Yes. So let me
go ahead.
Should we roll that?
Do it.
All right, here we go. Right, the vault. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, so one thing that we will have, we're kind of announcing prizes as we go. And we're going to end up putting several $100s worth of gift cards inside the vault will be one of the prizes. I think every podcast, every show gets $100 in gift cards to put inside the vault. And there'll be other things too, as well, besides those. But I mean, that's how many shows do we got? 4 or 5?
I don't know. I have to go to the website and count.
Like that. So that's
Gary keeps adding more and more. I mean, we just got the new one. We just got the new one.
to throw stuff in. He loves to he loves to spoil whoever's going to win it. So, which is not bad. It's not a bad thing.
No. And I've already seen some of the keys have already been hidden, and clues have come out, and they have been found because I've seen the emails come in on those as well.
Mm-hmm.
That we've had some that have been found, and that's exciting. But none of us, the only person that knows who has the winning key is to my left.
Yeah, me and my wife. I had to have a backup
your wife.
in case
Chad and Stephanie are the only ones that know who has the key. So you have a good chance. And so there's those keys are going to be found. And the reason why we're doing the registration is so that we know if the right key's been found or not. I mean Chad, because since I don't know what the number is. So, okay. So Tom says the regular, the new, the challenge, the gadget, the puzzle, and the LPC.
Yeah, the deep dive.
Yeah, the new show, the deep dive. So, and then the regular Sunday show, which is on twice a week, or not twice a week, once a month, or what is it? I don't know. Sometimes the schedule confuses me, and that may also be to the lack of sleep I get now. But
well, LPC might only be, isn't that like once every 2 or 4 year one?
It's on whenever it's the first Friday. It's every Friday that April 1st is on.
Yeah, something like that. So that's like, I thought it was like 2 or 4 years from whenever the last one was.
Next one's like in 33.
Oh, 33. Yeah, even longer.
It's a few years out. So, yeah, the April Fool's on April 1st. So, yeah, LBC, Under the Lamppost. That was a fun show. So,
yeah.
All right. So we kind of
I haven't hidden any of my keys yet. Have you got to hide any of your keys?
No.
I've thought about it.
I've been thinking about how I'm going to do the clues, and I'm not going to reveal how I'm doing the clues. But there is a Facebook page. So if you're wanting to find out what the clues are, join the Facebook page. And Pizza Ninja's not on tonight, is he? Because he's been running that Facebook page, and I'm not sure.
Pizza Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's normally on. We're going to have to send him a message.
Yeah, no, he's watching the football. He's watching Kansas City.
He is from New York, isn't New York? Or no, the Eagles?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't even know who.
Unless they moved. I don't know. They've moved these football teams all the time.
It's the same. Philadelphia, New York. It's the same.
It's the Eagles. It's Kansas City Eagles. I know that's why Ryan's not watching right now. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. But yeah, I'll look for it here in a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and start showing what you're working on, and I'll look for the Facebook page for the vault. The vault and the keys and all that here while you're doing this.
Sounds good. We're probably going to need to make a banner for that, but
we will.
Okay. So what we got to take my phone down. No one needs to see that. Is where are we at? Oh, here we go. I have too much stuff here. So what we end up doing is I didn't end up cutting this out because I wasn't sold on this cache at all.
Right.
Just the way it was set up. I kind of started it. But the way it's supposed to look, I end up cutting these out and putting these together. And these are and I don't like I'm not sure if I really like the way that these turned out. That one has a switch in it, but this side will just show this one side.
I'm posting the link for the page in the chat. So
I would
the Cache Fest Memphis Vault is what it's called.
Okay. Perfect. So this is what it would look like on this side here. This other side, I use these LED camera on these LED mounts here, and it's kind of sticking out. But this would go up here. This is a switch that I would use. Go here, and then this one here would be the light, the LED flashing thing. But anyway, I haven't cut them out because I'm not sold on it. The middle is not bad. I think I've gotten some stuff on the glass. Might be just sitting underneath it. So this is what I came up with the middle. Let me hook it up so it will work. And so I end up cutting this to fit in here, and I don't have all the pieces in yet as far as the acrylic and LEDs and stuff. But this is kind of what I came up with here. And let's see here. Here we go. And then, yeah, so when you complete the puzzle or use the switches, it would turn on the film or let you see through it. So anyway,
That just looks so cool.
It is pretty cool. I only put tape on the back. I end up putting a piece of acrylic here, a hard piece of acrylic in front of the film, so that someone couldn't poke it. And then
that makes a lot of sense.
Black stuff in there that will come out. I just got to take the film off, but I think it's pretty cool. So I'm sitting here thinking, what do I want to do for the puzzle on it? And I know we talked last week about doing the infrared LEDs and everything. I only have a small amount of room back there.
Right.
So my thought was to do a maybe a wire, different color wire you got to trace to get the code. So it would be wired on this side here, labeled 1 through whatever, 6. And this side would be not labeled, and you'd have to follow the wire all the way around till it hit the top one. And if it came up here next to the 1, then it would be a 1. Or if it came down here, your first digit would be, you followed it, yeah, it would be the 1. This digit would be the 1. So anyways, you have to follow it to figure out what your digits are for the code.
Now, would you do that? Because didn't you show the LED wiring that actually lights up one time?
I showed you something, so it's kind of funny. I have it right here. So that was one of my thoughts. So EL wire lights up.
Might take a light.
Show it. It flashes too. Yeah, it's not very bright. At least this stuff isn't. I have it in white and blue. That would be cool. But there's also something called a noodle LED.
I think that's what I was thinking of. Is a noodle LED.
Those are cool. Give me 1 second here.
Okay, yeah. As we always know, Chat's got it stashed in the back. So Engineering 42 has just joined us. Welcome. Glad you're with us tonight.
So these things are
also with us. All right. So this is
no. I found them quicker than I thought I was going to find them. It's easy when you put stuff where they go.
Yeah, we never do that.
So, anyways, let me grab I'm just going to use a.
Because if you had a whole bunch of these in different.
I have all different colors and.
Now, let me ask this: does the color of the outside of it, is that the color of the actual wire itself?
It's not. I think this orange one is red, but we can light them up here. Let me just move this to the side.
And Shandrum has also joined us tonight as well. Welcome, Shannon. So we're looking at some different puzzles that we could do. Chad's talking about how he can. Those are just joining us. Talking about how to line in that have numbers on one side of the panel, and then has wires all throughout, and you got to trace the wire. So we're talking about what would be kind of a cool wiring aspect of it. And we're looking at these noodle LEDs. So we're trying to see if this might be an idea that we want to do. And if you have any other ideas, put them in the chat. We'd love to hear your ideas as well. So that's really why we're love doing this show, because it's a huge, use this as a brainstorming and trying to figure out these caches to make them really cool. So, all right. So let's see what we've got.
Okay, so this is a noodle LED. So it's very flexible. It's rubber. It's all it feels like is silicone. And you just hook it up just like any other LED. And when you plug it in, it's a flexible LED noodle. So
that is so cool. Now, is that the length the length that you have there? That's what, about 6 inches, 4 inches?
No, I think this is 4 inches ish. 4.5.
Okay.
You can get them in different sizes. I just not sure how long. I didn't look into it because I didn't. I was thinking the EL wire. When you mentioned about the noodles, I was like, well, actually, that's probably a better idea.
And then we have a comment here from Engineering 42 in a second too.
See if I can get
you got to have the positive right to the negative and try to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, and this is a button sill, so it's not going to hurt it. So this one's red. So it's orange. the noodle itself is orange, but it's really a red LED. But anyways, these are pretty cool to use. I have clear and a few other ones.
Okay.
Green. I don't think I have blue or anything. So
I like that idea. And then Engineering 42 asks, can you engrave the backside of a thicker clear plastic panel and then edge light it to illuminate the paths one at a time?
I could do that actually, so I could engrave the paths. My thought was if you had a bunch of wire running over itself, so I like to use this wire here. So it's a solid strand wire, so it keeps its shape. I like to use this kind of wire, and I figured if you had it come in one way and then you just did a whole bunch of different routes with it and had it running over itself, then it would just be longer for them to find. And if you did them all in the one color, then that'd be even harder. Or you can use multiple colors. But I actually have a photo on my phone, but let me send it to myself here, and I'll pull it up on this.
Okay.
I was just
trying to think of ways, because I was thinking if you had them all different colors, they could simply look at, okay, this is one and this is over here. This is where this one's going. So I was trying to see how you can make it.
So I'm going to send it to you, Derek, because you're better at the up easier. Okay, sent. So so that was my thought. Now we talked about I also thought you could just do a regular puzzle that's, like I have on my crack the safe type things, where it just is a puzzle or a problem solving puzzle.
Right. So there's what we're looking at.
Wow, you did that fast. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was thinking of. So you have all these different wires. I thought about one colored wire. And so if you look at the top, that's your numbers that you would be following that wire, and wherever it came out on the bottom, which I guess you can't see my mouse, wherever it came out on the bottom is the digit, would be the order of digits you put the code in.
So like 1, the green traces simply, as you can look at it, traces down to the 1.
Yeah.
Or 1 to 1, actually, is almost what it looks like. Yeah, 1 to 1. Purple is 2, 2, 2. For that one, 3 looks like it traced to 3.
Yeah, and if you only use like 3 or 4 colors, it would make it even harder because you would duplicate certain colors.
Right.
So you really have to follow more. If you
that would be really cool with the noodle, because then it would light up. But if they had to solve a certain thing and had to hit a certain button to figure out which ones are which.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And what kind of got me on this is, remember a while ago we talked about doing a Star Wars Android puzzle where you got to put the wires would be sitting on the head and you have to put them together. I think that would be kind of cool too. Sorry, Engineer 40
I know. I was just looking at that comment.
Go ahead, Derry. You can.
Okay, so Engineering 42 says, unless you change color part way through on each wire, you can ignore the tangle and only look at the ends.
That's why if you use the same color, it would be harder. Or if you just used 1 or 2 different colors, or maybe 3, then it wouldn't be as hard, but you still would have duplicate colors to trace. Yeah.
I think what would be kind of cool is if you had take those 2 of those different noodles and you had a clear one and an orange one or a red one and another color, and they change colors as they go through, and just had them all lined in there, and they wouldn't know until they hit the button to which one is what.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty tricky. So just that path would light up.
Just the path, but you don't know where you still have it tangled in there, but you don't know which one's actually where, because they all look the same, except until you get that one light up. Then you go, this is the one, and this one goes to here.
That'd be cool. I'm wondering why Tom thinks the code should be 1138. Did I miss out on something there?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out too. I was just kind of ignoring it until I figure out one of his puzzles. Now, you could do that where they had to bring in their own battery, maybe, or they have to connect terminals and this lights different ones up.
Yeah, you know what you could do is a bunch of toggle switches, and they'd have to go through them, and only 2 would activate, but they'd have to get the right 2. They'd have to play with them until it would light up. and then you can illuminate that.
Or
LED
even just momentary, instead of toggles, momentary switches.
Well, those buttons that I used on the Star Wars cache,
Yeah,
would work. Any momentary buttons I have.
THX 1138. It's sound. Got it. It's George Lucas movie. THX 1138.
Yeah, so actually any of our switches that we use, whichever one, this one here, these are the waterproof ones.
Right.
They're cool. And in fact, I could do the black with the white, and that'd be more of a Star Wars thing in red.
Yeah.
Black, white, and red ones. And then these are the same thing. These are cheaper. They're not waterproof, but these would work as well. And they come in the same thing. They come in multiple colors down here. I got too many buttons.
Yeah,
So they come in
people pushing
red, and then a drawer's full of buttons. And then the waterproof ones, and these ones are really cool because these ones would actually light up.
Yeah, but you also looking at the depth of where you're having to have them in the case too. So
yeah, well, I think I'd have the buttons because you got to push on them on the bottom of the case because otherwise, if you're trying to push on the backside, it would tip over.
Right. Okay.
So
I kind of like the button and the LEDs lighting up personally.
I kind of do too.
And you still have that opaque screen. And I think and when I say we, I mean you, if you went with that smart film that we found earlier, and I'll see if I can pull it up. As I'm looking for it. There it is. I don't know if this black smart film. It's 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. So is that big? Is that the same size that you're using on yours now?
Probably that's 5.5 inches. Is that?
I think it's about right.
Good centimeters.
So they don't show. I really wish they showed what it does. So you, like I said, you're gonna have to order it and find out how it works. It's kind of funny. A lot of people buy that one, the one that you have, and 3D PLA filament at the same time. It's like buy it with, or maybe that's just
on the suggestion.
Yeah.
So the one thing I like about the black is I don't know if you can see this has a white.
Right.
To it. And so if it was black, it would be like a black panel. I think that'd look cool. So I don't know. I like that idea actually. It kind of motivates me a little bit more on this again because I was kind of stuck on my puzzle. The other thing was
if you had the LEDs when you activate it, if it had other LEDs on there blinking, that would draw your attention away from some of the other stuff. And maybe you have to hit one of the buttons that they have to hit releases the opaque, and then another button lights the LED, and they have to find that different combinations to light different ones.
I wonder how much it actually hides the LED behind that screen or a wire. Hang on here. I'm going to try something.
Okay. So a lot of times when we come up with these ideas, as you're watching live, Chad's got the capability of being able to kind of test what we're doing. So that's what's going on right now. So we're going to see how, when we light this up, are you just going to tape the wire?
Yeah, I taped the wire to the button, so I just want to put it behind it and see.
We're trying to see what it sees behind the screen itself before it's lit up. And I wonder if the black would have any difference.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Hang on here. I just pulled the tape off the wire. So I didn't put it on permanently because I'm not sold on this. And so I want to commit myself with the film if I'm not sold on it. But here we go. So I know you'd see it lit up, but I don't think you could follow the path. Well, you could.
You might be able to, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so close to it.
The numbers. And that's pretty flat on the back. Yeah, because this sticks down pretty far too.
It still looks cool though.
They wouldn't see the numbers, I guess.
No, they wouldn't. If you had the numbers on the inside,
underneath there, they would just see these wires that light up. And it's like, oh, what's that? And then when they find the button, the hidden button or whatever to take the
take the opaqueness of that to make it clear, then they all of a sudden they see the numbers.
Yeah. So my other idea, which I sent you kind of a photo,
Right.
and
This is kind of cool.
I'm not a software graphics designer, but and this is
I don't know. It looked pretty good that you just sent me.
Well, yeah, but this is not a puzzle. Let me get this screen on. So I didn't.
Tom on here. He could come up with one for it.
Yeah, but you got to be able to do the graphics. So I don't have the program to do graphics. So this is that screen that I have that I showed last week. And it will give a sec to boot here. But it will come up with a screen. And anyways, I don't know if you could use this side here as a puzzle. Because
you can use that as a cipher.
So if you use
it as a cipher.
Maybe as a cipher or something, that would be kind of cool. I'm not sure.
You got eight. Am I counting 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, then it goes on to a bunch of different ones. So I think I told you I had like 5 or 6 different screens. I can just choose one and have it sit there and go through, just do the one, just loop it. Because I haven't decided which one I want to do. I don't like this one.
Right. You've got the X-Wing in there. And
yeah. And I don't know how you would. I mean, there's a bunch of writing, but it's blurry for me to see. So I don't know how you'd see it on here. The first one had those emblems or the symbols on the side that we could use as a cipher. This one's not bad. If you could do vectors or something on there, that would be kind of cool. But
yeah.
Anyways, and it's not very bright on this camera, obviously. But anyways,
I can see
there's a whole bunch of different ones that you can do, and it makes noise and all that stuff. It actually has a scroll going through there.
It's got a little ticker down there. Okay.
Yeah, that you can't see because it's in red. So, and I got all these lights on for the show. So, anyway, that's something I was thinking of. If I was a better graphics designer, then I could do some kind of puzzle in that there maybe, or make something like this. Probably not this good, but anyway, just a thought of something. And so this is just that same panel that I made just to fit the screen.
Right.
So
I think that looks really cool. So in the chat, I'm gonna throw this out there. Which one do you like better? Do you like the screen? See, that's kind of like a radar aspect.
Yeah,
of
it tracks TIE fighters coming in or something. I'm not sure.
Just make sure that there's no jam running down it.
Yeah, it says incoming fighters. You can't see it because it's in red. But anyway, so anyway, I'd love to do something like that because I think that gives it the wow factor.
Yeah, it does give it the wow factor. Maybe what if that's just a red herring?
Well, I thought about that too, but you know how many people would be stuck on that?
Yeah.
They'd look at that and be like, it has to be something to do with this. And I guess that's the point of a red herring, right?
Right.
And all you have to do is open the door and it'd be done.
Yeah, what was the one that we did that one time? Whoop, we just lost Chad. There's one that we've done at one point where it was the keys that you did, and all the keys were wrong. It was actually the RFID card was behind the panel where it gave you the instructions. The keys were all completely the red herring, and so they're trying all the different keys. So it comes down to basically that same aspect.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun too. Sorry, I had whatever advertisement come up and I went to exit it out and I exited out of the program.
Oh, no worries. So Shandrum, who worked at the Memphis Escape Room, says, looks cool. We found that people like a blend of tech and tactile. And then Engineering 42 says the screen is visually impressive, but the puzzle is fun to actually do.
I agree. I think the puzzle would be really fun. So
I think having that screen in there just as fun. And maybe you come up with a way of using those symbols as the different buttons actually for the lines.
Yeah.
So you're seeing that, and it's doing something, because I like the one where it's scrolling with the different symbols of the arrow. If you can figure out the pattern or something like that, that would be a pattern that you'd have to do that as well. And that maybe that's what you do with that there, and then they figure that out. So this symbol equals 2, this symbol equals 5, this symbol equals whatever, and they have to figure that out. And so they have, but that's those symbols in there represent that in there. Simple flashing LEDs, I'm saying simple flashing LEDs. At least each color flashes a different pattern. You just have to get colors in order.
Yeah, I have 3 caches just like that. 3 geocaches. So I'm trying, and Joshua has one of them. So I'm trying. That's a great idea.
Video, from Engineering 42, video to explain the puzzle with the screen and the lid and the puzzle in the main part of the box.
So this is what we can do, Derek. You can dress up as a Jedi and do some kind of cool video that explains it, and then it will stop.
Is that just because I have the Obi-Wan beard going on pretty good right now?
Well, I'm not good at acting, and you're awesome at it. So.
But I already have the Jedi robe anyway, so.
But that would be
kind of cool.
That would be really cool, actually, like an Obi-Wan type of video. That'd be cool. That's a good idea. It's got to get you a background.
I think I can come up with one. I can green screen myself somewhere.
Let's see. So those are my ideas on that. So that's where I have all these things I want to put in there and almost make it more like an escape room. So there's multiple puzzles you have to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So far, most of my caches are only 2 puzzles, but I'd like to have one that's multiple. And so I was thinking about going back to the box idea, but then I also have 2 of those 3 foot by 3 foot by a foot deep weatherproof containers.
Right.
That I have sitting in my shed that I could always use. And I already have a place I could actually mount it that has power. So I wouldn't even have to worry about batteries.
Yeah.
And so now I'm that's where I was like, do I scrap the idea of this? The nice thing about this is
it's portable.
I could put it out for the May 4th or at an event. Yeah, a portable, take it somewhere, make it a trackable, whatever you want to do.
So let me throw this out then. Why not both?
Yeah.
You have a portable version, and then you have one that you put out, kind of the same aspect of it.
A lot of work. Yeah, I could, absolutely.
It's just a lot of work the first time, because then you've already got it all worked out the next time.
Yeah.
As you know. So
I love events, and so I love taking stuff to events more than.
I think that'd be cool to take this to the event, but then we actually have a physical big one out someplace too.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I have to think about that and come up with ideas. So I'll look at the box I have again, and it's just I'll have the 3 feet. Is it 3 feet? It might just be 30 inches. I don't remember exactly. Okay. It might be 30 by 30, but either way, just of a panel, I can just do a flat panel and put, different things in it. And that would actually be really easy versus something like this. So I'll think about that. That's probably not bad.
Oh, so Engineering 42 says portable puzzle becomes trackable, and solving it gives code to start the real cache.
Yeah, but then you have to find the puzzle somewhere, right?
You'd actually have to go find the actual cache. So where would it be? They could actually, at the event. If you have it at the event, and it depends if that cache is hidden at the event too.
Well, that would work good if we did something like it at Shelby Farms or something, right? At the event,
right?
Where you were there, and it's not a real cache that's put out, but it gives you coordinates, and there'd be something there that they could get, or if they had to get stamps at several different places to claim a prize, then it could be one of the puzzles to give them a point them towards the direction of the stamp or something.
Right. So Shannon says part of the puzzle behind a plexi door with a physical lock that needs a key or a 4-digit code.
Yeah, so I'm planning on doing programming with Arduino, a keypad, so I can do as many digits as I want.
Right. Okay.
On there, we could always use our go-to, keypads.
Right.
But my plan is to, let me just grab a keypad out of here. So my plan is to use one of these.
Yep, I was reaching into my
keypads. I got a whole bunch right here, stuff in my drawer. And then I was going to actually cut vinyl out with Arabish.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Right. So, and then if I did that, I could actually put whatever in there. I wouldn't have to worry about the pound sign or star sign or the A, B, C, D. Just go over with
You could almost do that just as a sticker over top of that, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we could. I could.
That might be easier.
So
just one whole sticker that fits over top of the buttons itself.
Lots of different ideas, and then it would have a. So if it's going to be a cache, then it's going to have a door or something to access the logbook. If it's just a trackable, then you could have a LCD screen that would pop up the code of the trackable,
right?
Or a waypoint or whatever you wanted to do on it. Once you get this code, so we're at 2. The smaller box having 2 puzzles I'm good with, but if we did a bigger one, I'd love to have multiple puzzles. But I like the idea of the wires. I like the idea of the noodle. I'll have to take a look and see if I can get them longer.
So if you wanted to have a code that would pop up to do something else, what if you used some 7-segment displays? Yeah.
I could.
So when they figure that out, they hit a button and somewhere or a combination that lights up one of the 7-segment displays.
I have one. I was messing around with that I did for the Star Wars, that other one. So it already has it, and it has the board on the back to wire it up. So that would be a good idea. That'd be a fun idea.
I just think it's funny that I say something and they're like, hold on, I got that over here still. Something completely random. 7-segment display, and he had it already made as Star Wars. What the heck?
That's crazy.
And no, we did not talk about that before the show. That was right then.
I made it for the other Star Wars cache last year.
Okay, maybe that's where I was thinking back on that you had.
Yeah, so that's why I have it.
Okay, okay. But still, it's still funny that you have it just sitting out, though.
Well, I am an organized mess, so I kind of know where everything is. So it was just kind of funny because I don't think it's as much stuff as people think. So, but anyway, yeah, I think that's a good idea to do the 7-segment. I like the idea of the keypad, and I like the idea of the wire. I think I'm going to go with the wire idea.
Okay.
Just on the back, make it fairly simple. I'm going to try the noodles to light up. The EL wire, unless it's dark, it's not going to really light up. But being behind that panel, they may light up.
Right.
But I like the idea of having the momentary switches, buttons, that you have to push 2 different ones at the same time. They're the right ones to get just that strand to light up.
Right. And then you have to figure out where the button is to make the glass clear so that you can see the numbers.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be that puzzle on the front,
mm-hmm.
But I don't have to do that. What's up idea?
And if you use the digital screen, add that into it too.
Yeah. I could keep my idea on the front cover of flipping those switches, but maybe not make them momentary so that then it will be clear.
Right.
Or translucent the whole time. And then if I take it to events, then I could reset it easy enough. And then that would light up the screen, and then you do the momentary buttons. I like that idea, the momentary buttons. Then to get the wires to light up, that will give you the code to the keypad to open a door or a screen.
So here's an idea, and you'll have to tell me if you have these buttons or not. It's like a momentary push button,
mm-hmm.
But you have to, when you push it in, it locks open or closed, so it connects that circuit. What if you had several of those and you had to get certain ones up and down, almost like a toggle switch, but it's actually a push button to light up the clear. Does that make sense?
So it would stay on one way and
Yeah,
not.
if they push it once, it stays on. If they push it again, it comes off. One of those type of buttons.
So it would stop from just pushing them all on at one time.
You'd have to do certain one. No, but if it's kind of back to the way we our design on our shirt. If you hit one wrong one, it would cancel it out.
Oh yeah.
Have those on there, so they'd have to hit a certain sequence to get that to light up. And maybe that's where the screen comes in. They can see the screen down below that's doing this, and they have to figure out that they have to hit those buttons. They have a whole bunch of them. They have to figure out that they hit those buttons to actually get it to come on. They may say, oh, hey, these are the same symbols, but these aren't here. And that might be the puzzle to get so you clear the opaqueness. And then you have another set. Okay, now I got this. Now I got to get these color wires to light up. Okay, so and then I can figure out what this code is to get into this section. So yeah, the multiple stage aspect of it that way might be able to combine all that in there.
Yeah, so you're thinking of back to these type of buttons.
Right.
Probably the square, or I have a bunch of round ones. I also have square ones rather than the
right. But those are momentary switches. Do you have the little clip on the back?
You put whatever switch on the back you want.
Okay.
So I have both switches. So you have the normally open. So you have your regular arcade momentary switch right here.
Okay.
And then you have your switch here that does normally open, normally close.
All right. So Shandrum is throwing in a twist here too. Here's a twist. Make the box or portion of the case rotate. Each position with trigger a gravity or mercury switch to activate something different.
Look at how to do that. I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that. It's not a bad idea.
No, I like that idea too.
I'm writing this stuff down because I will forget this in 10 minutes. My memory is terrible. So
well, the good news is that you can always go back and watch the show again.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. That's a good point. I never watch it because I do not like watching myself.
I know I have a tendency to not do it. I'm doing the same thing a lot of times. No. Some really good ideas. This is the kind of stuff that, like I said, let's get coming on here and brainstorming. I still think, and like I said, I still think it's funny that we mentioned some things like, hold on, I got that right here. And that was, who was it last show that they were talking about, or was this in a private chat or something like that, where they're talking about, hey, we ought to have a show called Can You Stump Chad?
Try Cassius mentioned that, which he's been to my house. He should know that wouldn't be very hard. Yeah. I don't know, but it always seems like whenever you guys bring something up, I usually have it.
I know, it's kind of funny. So great minds think alike is what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. So, but if you have any ideas, be sure to send us an email. You can send that email to gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, as you see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, or you can always, you can also find us on Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast. So we'd love to see any ideas that you guys have come in, or like I said, you can email us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. Send those to us. Any comments on the show, go ahead and send us as well. Or if you got any really great cache ideas and you want to come on the show and you want to share them, we'd love to see your cache ideas. What you got working in your shop. Love to see that, have a great conversation. Or if you're even stumped on a cache that you're trying to build, you know what? Bring it on. Let's see if we can help you out.
Yeah.
Also, wanted to mention this as I was just talking about caches and building caches. Something that I'm really super. Well, that's weird. Sorry, squirrel. I was looking at that black film one that we were talking about, the screen. They misspelled window on it, so it must be coming from another country.
China or something.
Yeah, it's WIINDO. W.
Sounds like I spelled it.
So sorry, squirrel. But something I'm really excited about, and it's going to be on a Friday, but we're not sure what time on Friday yet. But we are doing the Great Gadget Build Off.
That's right.
And I'm super excited about that.
I've been taking the list of supplies put in them. and super, super excited. I think it's going to be fun. And one of the best parts for me is I'll be able to walk around and help people out and not have to worry about building something. So
Right.
I think that'll be fun. And having other people be able to watch you or the team build stuff I think it's kind of cool to be able to actually watch live people build stuff. So,
okay. So here's a request. Somebody's trying to stump you on this. See if you actually have this.
I don't have a Mercury switch.
You don't?
No, I stay away from Mercury.
Do you have a gravity switch?
The closest thing I have is a switch that senses motion and will turn on. So it has actually, I think it has mercury in it that when it moves, it switches on.
Is that like one of the, hold on, I have a kit here. Let's see if this has all the pieces in it. I don't know if this is the right kit. Nope, that's another one. I have a kit. I'm trying to think if I've taken all the stuff out of it. But I've got one of these Super Learn kits, and it had a whole bunch of different pieces to it. This one, I've changed up some stuff, and I got some other things in there. I'm just using it as a case right now. Oh, hold on. As I know I have it, it's just not in this case. But on the back of this, let's see here. It's got all the parts to it. So I may actually have one. Let's see here. Looking through it real quick. Digital display. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if it has the motion on it. I'm trying to find it. Servo, nope. It's got a water level detection.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Temperature and humidity. Sound sensor.
Here we go.
Tilt switch. Well, that's close. Let's see here. Nope, that's the closest thing I have is a tilt switch on here.
I have these switches. I'm not sure what they are. I need to look it up when I ordered them, which was a long time ago. Originally, these were going to go inside the cube, so you'd have to push a button. Once you moved it, it would come alive.
Ah, okay.
Don't
we bring that screen on?
No, I got to open up the plastic bag here.
Oh,
you can if you want. But the plastic bag's smarter than me right now.
Got child safety locks on it.
So, anyway, yeah. So this is what it looks like. If you want to show that on that screen or that one, it doesn't matter. Okay, so a couple legs coming out of it.
Yeah, that's a tilt switch.
So, and that's probably what it is. And so it sense movement. I'm not sure what's in it or exactly what it's called. It was a thought we had, and anyways, I didn't end up using it. So, yeah.
Okay, so a couple questions here. On Tricassius goes, do we win something? I think you won bragging rights that you actually stumped Chad on not having something. Is what
it'd be too easy to stump me.
Okay. So, Interesting 42 asks, is there a mail-in option to compete in the build-off for those not at the location? Unfortunately, no. I wish there could be, but at this time, no, because we want you actually there at the event and be able to be participating in the team there. So, as cool as it would be, unfortunately, the build-off is going to be those that are here at the event because it's going to be at the host hotel.
Yeah, and the point is, what it is going to be several teams. We're not sure how many teams are going to sign up. We actually need to get a sign-up going here.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Probably soon, but we'll have so many people to a team. I don't want too many people where it's just no one agrees upon something, but I don't want, I want enough. I don't want to do, 50 different kits of all these parts. So
right.
I'm thinking 2, 3, maybe 4 teams, depending on people show up or sign up. And then everyone will get the same parts. Well, so we talked about this, right?
I kind of like where they have to reach in the bag and they go, you get a birdhouse. Oh,
Or you get
an
a
ammo
box
can.
that you just pick a box.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, they pick
Right?
a
A
box
blind
and
box, and you pick. That's what my wife likes to. She's like, that's what you need to do.
they pick a box. And something like that. Yeah, something like that. They pick a box, and this is what you got. And you may have a couple. So if you have 4 teams, maybe you have 2 teams building 2 different ammo cans and see what they come up with, or 2 different birdhouses. I think it needs to be, if we're doing the box idea, I think it would need to be an even number. So 4 teams, 6 teams, something like that, building that way. And see people's heads explodes, and hopefully we won't have any drop down, drag out fights trying to figure what's going to happen.
It's just a build off. I would hope.
Yeah, it's just fun. So
yeah, if you take it that serious, then I wouldn't recommend showing up.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable because remember we're cashers, and this is what we do for fun. So
it's a high sensitivity spring electronic vibration sensor switch.
Okay, so there's actually no mercury in there.
No.
Okay.
So
and Tom says mercury is bad stuff to have in your house.
That's why I stay away from it.
Yeah. So I know when I was a kid, I got severe environmental mercury poisoning when I lived in Japan from all the fish and stuff like that in there. So I had to go through a huge amount of detox and some other stuff, and had the silver fillings in my teeth at the time, and had to get all those taken out and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I was a walking barometer is what the doctors told me that I was. I could tell you if it was going to rain 24 hours beforehand, and I was never wrong. So I was better than the weatherman. So I could probably make a lot more money now if I was still that way. But
okay. So yeah, I don't know. I see mercury switches on here. They're inexpensive, but it's a glass tube with mercury in it pretty much.
Right.
It just senses when it moves. So anyway, I like the idea of being able to move it and have something happen.
Yeah.
So I'll have to think about that too and put it down on my list.
Okay. So once again, if you have any other ideas, because we're just about out of time for tonight, go ahead and send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, or send us a message, IM us, or DM us, not IM us. That's instant message, or direct message us at, well, I guess you can IM us through Facebook, but DM it as well at Gadget Talk Podcast. You can find us on Instagram as there. Would love to see and hear from you. So just let us know. So, all right, Chad. I don't think you're scrapping it. We're not scrapping it. We're making it harder. We're making it harder.
We're improving it.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what you add to it next time. But I think you're on the right track. And I think, like I said before, your wow factor, because of the caches that you build, is way up here. Everybody else's is down here, like, holy cow, that's just the coolest thing. Even what you already have adds a whole bunch of wow factor to it. So
I appreciate that. So when I was thinking about the big box, one of my thoughts is when you watched Andor, they had that radio that he was going to buy. Remember that radio module?
Yes.
So I was thinking about making one of those that you would actually have to plug in to have it actually start something up, or to get a sound or maybe some voices that would tell you a puzzle, something. So that's one of the reasons why I want to go with the big one, is because I was thinking if you actually had something physical that, something opened up and then the module was in there and you had to plug it in and stuff, I think that'd be really cool. But again, we can still do that, but maybe on a different show.
You could almost take like an old fuse or one of the big fuses, and you have a whole, plug it in like ones that look like a light bulb. I know those can get hot, but just something that's just connected enough to the circuit that it activates it. I mean, it's only running off 9 volts or 12 volts or whatever, so it's not going to like fire up at 220 or anything. But something like that, they have to connect that to connect the circuit. That'd be kind of cool, or even a fake one.
Well, you could make one actually. You can be in one, so and then you can make it complete a circuit, and so when you actually complete the circuit, the LED would light up, so it'd almost be like a clear tube.
Yeah,
with LED in it that would light up. That'd be kind of cool.
You could actually almost make it like a kyber crystal.
Yeah, you could do that too. I think I have a bunch sitting over here. Yeah, I have 4 different ones here somewhere. If I can open it up. They unscrew. So anyway,
So
fun stuff.
yeah, a lot of fun
You
stuff.
stuck me, Derek. Almost.
Almost. I threw out Kyber Crystal. What crud? What do? You pull one out. No,
Well, you
just
can
one.
almost
You
use
pull
the
four.
case. See if I can screw it back together. I can't. Anyway, oh, there it goes. You could almost use that case or something. I could resin print or 3D print something that looks like that. That would light up and use clear on the middle and have an LED in it. Anyway,
that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. So, all right, Chad, this has been really fun. The one that would be next week is when you're actually out of town. Not next week, but at the beginning of the month, correct? First.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm getting back that Sunday sometime. So I think I'm not gonna have any time really to work on any too much.
Okay.
So I'll work on as much as I can. I have some great ideas. I think I'm going to look at the noodle wire. I'll look at doing stuff and see how far I get.
Okay. And like I said, follow on Instagram. Chad will probably be putting some posts up there. Have every once in a while a little bit of progress where we're at on everything. So follow us on that. Find us at Gadget Talk Podcast on Instagram. And we really do appreciate every one of you that has joined us tonight. And even those that are watching the Super Bowl in the background, or even just have it on pause and recording and come back and watch it later so they can fast forward to the game and get to the commercials. So, but thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing where this build goes, Chad. If you're just going to do the small one and then, or do a bigger version of it to actually hide when one for events. Really some great ideas. And I just really appreciate everybody that has joined us tonight and kind of throwing in ideas as well. So, but we will see you next time here on the Geocache Talk Network for Gadget Talk. Good night.
Bye, everybody.